They say the ocean sleeps, that beneath its waves lies silence. But the sea never sleeps. It watches, it listens, and somewhere, far below the reach of light, something ancient is still awake. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear isn't just a story. It's a warning. Long before the first cities were built, before kings and crowns, the world was water. And from that water rose the first breath of creation, and the first shadow that defied it. They called it Leviathan, the serpent of the deep, the beast God himself chained in darkness when the world was young. Its coils wrapped the ocean floor like continents. Its eyes burned like suns beneath the sea. For ages it slept, dreaming in silence. But dreams can shift, and sometimes the dreamer wakes. The sailor's curse. In every age, the ocean whispers to the ones who sail it. Ask any sailor what he fears most, and he won't say storms. He won't say drowning. He'll say what lives beneath. There are stories older than maps, carved in forgotten tongues, of ships swallowed whole without a cry, waves that rose without wind, a shadow larger than any whale, following for days before the sea went still. When the survivors, if there were any, were found adrift, they all spoke of the same thing. A pulse beneath the hull, a gaze from below that froze their blood. They said the water itself was alive. One man, delirious with salt and fear, carved words into the deck of his ship. It sees me. Stay with me. Because that message would appear again centuries later. The scripture of the serpent. The oldest mention of the Leviathan isn't found in folklore, but in scripture lines so ancient their meaning still burns through translation. Out of its mouth go flames of fire. Smoke pours from its nostrils like a boiling pot. Scholars called it poetic. Prophets called it divine. But those who had seen the sea at night knew better. They knew that scripture wasn't metaphor. It was memory. In the book of Job, God challenges man. Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook? A question not of arrogance, but of warning. Because if man ever could, he would regret it. Through centuries, artists painted the beast as a dragon, a serpent, a god of chaos devoured by creation. But deep below, something older than religion waited, untouched by time or prayer. Echoes from the abyss. Modern science claims the ocean is mapped, but maps lie. Satellites can't see through the black. Sonar only tells half the story. We've explored less than 5% of Earth's oceans. That means 95% remains untouched, unseen, unheard. So what hides there beneath pressure that crushes steel? Where light cannot survive, and where time itself seems to drown. In 1977, a Japanese research vessel recorded something massive beneath the Pacific. It was over 200 feet long, moving slowly, deliberately against the current. The crew marked the coordinates. They transmitted the data. Then silence. The file was classified. The ship's name quietly erased from maritime records. But fragments leaked. A single sonar image showing a serpentine shape coiled like smoke in the deep. The label on the data, unidentified biological entity. And scribbled beside it in pencil, it's watching. The science that trembled. Stay with me, because this is where myth meets evidence. In the 1980s, oceanographers studying whale songs discovered a frequency anomaly, a sound lower than any known creature could produce. It wasn't a call, it was a heartbeat. At first, they assumed equipment failure. Then they realized the rhythm matched a biological pattern. Something enormous was moving through the water, miles wide, resonating through continental shelves. The sound was named Blue. Official reports said it came from shifting ice. But deep-sea audio technicians disagreed. The waveform was too organic, too intentional. For years, the ocean floor trembled with that sound. And then, as suddenly as it came, it stopped. Some say whatever made it went dormant again. Others say it stopped because it was listening. The eyes in the dark. You ever notice how the ocean looks different at night? The black isn't empty. It has depth. It feels like it's looking back. Marine divers talk about the sense. That split second when all sound cuts off. Bubbles pause, equipment hums fade, and you know you're not alone. One diver, part of a classified deep-sea cable repair mission, reported seeing lights in the trench, two vast orbs drifting upward. He thought they were submersible beams. Then they blinked. The mission logs were sealed. The diver disappeared 6 months later. His journal, found years after, held a final line. It waits below the light. The forgotten civilization. Myth speaks in echoes of memory. Long before modern history, the Sumerians wrote of Tiamat, the primordial sea goddess, slain and chained beneath the world. From her body, they said, the oceans were born. Later, Hebrew lore reshaped her name into Leviathan, a beast of the deep, restrained until the end of days. But what if these weren't metaphors? What if they were records accounts of something humanity once saw? Something too vast to comprehend? Ancient coastal ruins in the Mediterranean bear carvings of serpentine forms, each patterning the sea's motion like waves etched in stone. When researchers ran water simulations over the carvings, they found something strange. The designs predicted modern ocean currents with eerie precision. Coincidence? Or knowledge passed down by those who witnessed what swam beneath?